It's the Scott and Kat Show. If you're just throwing the radio on, just for fun, doing something a little bit different, it's based on a thread online. Things you might hear in the bedroom that you might also hear while putting up the Christmas tree. I'm going to start off with a great text that came in from Deanna. All I can say is you guys start my day with tears. I laugh so much. I seriously need to redo my makeup. Don't stop. And another one for the tree. Let's leave the lights on. Thank you.
I love that. Thank you for that text message. That's sweet.
I hope we get this done faster than we did last year.
Last year. Oh, no.
Let's anchor it so the cat doesn't knock it over.
Oh, no.
Can you hold it while I push it in? It's not as big as the last one I had. The balls don't go there. Ow, it poked me. Don't break it. Wow, that's crooked. Where should I put the pickle? It's only been up for a few minutes and it's already leaking. It's so sticky.
Oh, my hair got caught.
The text messages that have come in, even the ones we can't read. Dynamite. Thank you, everybody.
Very good.
You can reach us anytime at 1-833.
You crooked people, you. You freaks.
I kind of want to go over and watch some of these people decorate their tree.
Me too.
1-833-915-SHOW to reach us anytime. We'll be right back.
It's Christmas time!
Scott, big warning coming down from Apple. If you use an Apple phone, you're being urged to get the latest version. Are you updated? Are you good to go?
Yeah, it prompted me a couple of days ago to download this new update. And, sometimes I feel like it just installs updates and I don't even know it does it. This one was like we're installing this tonight when you go to sleep and it's not optional. You're taking it.
Sometimes I find that's the best, though. Yeah, do that while I'm sleeping because I just want to wake up and have it done. When it's available, just do it. They're saying this one is extremely important for security issues. There were security issues with the last update. So you want to make sure, if you haven't yet, that you've installed the iOS 17.1.2. So you can go to your settings, go to General, and you can find right there the software update. If you haven't done it yet, they strongly urge you. They say there's issues specifically when you go to Safari.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that everybody stays safe there. So I would, if Apple says do it, I would say go do that.
Especially because it's an Apple product in Safari that's the vulnerability. They say the second update also relates to a memory corruption vulnerability. I don't know what that means, but I have a feeling it involves hackers, and we don't want them in our phones at all. Imagine a stranger going through your phone. Oh, my God.
No.
No.
No, Mama, no.
No, absolutely not. There should be a self-destruct button.
Here's a little more fun one for you.
Sure.
Oxford English Dictionary. You guys remember Oxford English Dictionary? They do their word of the year every year. And we're going to start to hear these. I think everybody knows. They've already started to come out. But Oxford has issued their word of the year as Riz. Riz, abbreviation for charisma. Riz is defined, if anyone's curious, as one's ability to attract another through style, charm, or attractiveness. He's got Riz. She's got Riz is one way that you could phrase that.
I actually don't love their description of what Riz is, because if Riz really is charisma, I wouldn't say that that's the best way to describe what charisma actually means. But either way, it's a weird choice. How did we get Riz here? And there was another one that came out a couple of weeks ago, another year-end list, and it was kind of off the mark too. Are we out of good words? Riz isn't even a full word.
Riz was, usage of Riz was up like 87% or something year over year. I think they also do it by the amount of people. And I think especially with like the younger demographic use that one a lot. So that makes sense.
Gonna say, I've never had a conversation with an adult and heard the word Riz used. So I'm thinking mainly one that appeals to the younger generation, but yeah, whatever. Word of the year is always a high honor. So congratulations.
I mean, it's a word that already existed. It's just a nickname to the word, right? It's different. Fine. Whatever.
So what if someone is charismatic? Like, what if you want to use it in a different tense? Same word. they're rhismatic?
They got Riz. They've got
Just
Riz.
they got Riz.
They've got Riz.
Yeah.
That's it.
Should I start using that word more often?
When I look at comments and stuff, I'll notice people saying things like, they've got Riz, or check out the Riz on this one. Like, that's the way that they phrase it. That's the way it's being phrased.
Should I incorporate this? Is this here for the long run?
If you have to ask, I say just leave it out. If you have to ask, should I do this? You don't really want to do it and it doesn't come naturally to you, is what you're telling me. So the answer is no. Nobody needs to do it, but just so you know, that has been defined by Oxford as the word of the year.
Okay. Swifty, I heard, was another possibility that they had considered, and it's amazing that it took until this year for them to get that far.
Yeah.
Prompt, an instruction given by AI, was also another one. And situationship?
Oh, a situationship, yeah.
That is a romantic or sexual relationship that's not to be considered formal or established. So it's a friend with benefits, isn't it?
But it's a situation. That means sometimes it doesn't mean it's good. It's not necessarily toxic. It just doesn't mean it's a healthy, good choice. A situationship.
Oh, I'm learning a lot here. Once again, I refer to the dictionary. Okay, that's good. Feel free to use Riz in any of your conversations. Beige flag, parasocial, and heat dome were also words that got considered by Oxford this year. Kat, I feel like there's people who, some of them go into work every single day and they go in there ready to give 100%. And when they are done their day, they're exhausted and they just go home and chill. There's others who go in and they're not as motivated to give 100%. And as it turns out, they're onto something. I'm reading a great article right now, and it's based on the 100-meter sprint, believe it or not, that says if you're giving 100% at work, you're doing too much. If you're giving 110%, that's ridiculous. Go ahead and pump the brakes and drop it down to about 85% effort.
We're putting a number on it at
number.
85%. I wonder how many people now, if you just asked, how much do you give at work out of 100%? How many would claim that they do 100%?
That's a good question. I'd be curious to know that myself. The idea is the 85% rule, which is instead of giving max effort, loosen up a little and give about 85%. That keeps you more flexible and more present. It helps you be more creative and less stressed, and it helps prevent you from burning out. The rule comes from Olympic sprinter Carl Lewis. Remember him?
Yeah.
He said he'd generally start his races slower because he was giving 85%. He didn't crank things up to 100% and start passing the other runners until they had started to slow down and got too tense.
Because they were doing 100 the whole time. I see. So physically and mentally, this can be a thing. I feel like there's probably some truth to that. Do you know those people who do that 110 or 120 even? They seem so stressed out because they're taking on other people's stress and even like responsibilities and maybe even accountabilities. They feel like it's all on their shoulder, so they're giving 120% to try to make up for it. When really, this is suggesting let it go.
Well, let's also keep in mind the rule that we all know that's never actually been published anywhere. The harder you work, the more work you earn. In other words, if you do a really good job, you'll get rewarded with more work, not less. And I think that's probably to pick up the slack from the people who aren't giving 100%. Isn't that the way it usually works?
Yeah, I think so.
So coaster down to about 85%, and you'll actually make yourself a little happier, a little less stressed.
All right. Hey, it's worth maybe trying for some people. Is it hard for some people to let that go, though?
I would find it hard to do.
There are some people that are 100, that have always been 100. And to ask them to just scale it back a little bit is tough. Unless they're almost at retirement age. And I feel like that's probably much easier because you see the light at the end of the tunnel and you're forget all you people.
Your day opens up every day checking your retirement calculator.
Yeah, exactly.
I have 310 more days of work left. Oh, those calculators are handy, by the way. For what it's worth, if you want to improve your physical and mental well-being at work, try dialing it back a little bit. Still do your job. Give about 85% and see how it goes.
Because bottom line, I think that this all equals to your mental health matters too, right?
100%. I agree completely. Whoa, I don't know how this one's going to go, Kat, but we have some news here when it comes to our cell phones. Rogers has been ordered to produce records related to the Competition Bureau's probe into their Infinite Wireless phone plan. The Bureau is investigating the claims in Rogers' marketing campaign that those plans have unlimited data. We've all heard the commercials. We've all seen the commercials. Infinite Wireless, get it? Yeah, it's unlimited. Well, the allegation is that there are significant reductions in the data speed after a subscriber reaches a certain cap. In other words, once you hit your 5 gigs, 10 gigs, whatever it
Yeah.
is, they throttle you down to a lower speed.
Right.
But you can still use it. The question is, are you really still able to use it? Is it truly unlimited if they've got you down to like 3G
Yeah.
speeds and it takes 5 minutes to load one website? Because it's really painfully slow once you hit your cap.
So did they hide that from customers? Is that the allegation, that they kind of hid that was the truth? Because I'm on a plan like that where it's like if we hit a limit, I'd rather you not charge me like X amount of money. I'd rather you just slow me down because usually it's 1 day or 2 days. And that's an odd month
Right.
where I run out of data.
Well, they say they want to, this is the Competition Bureau. When I say they, that's them. They want to determine if the marketing around the plans complies with the Competition Act's advertising provisions that bar false or misleading claims to promote a service. So there's no determination of guilt or wrongdoing right now.
Right.
But they are looking into it because it's an interesting question. If you call it infinite wireless and you say it's unlimited,
Yes.
but once somebody hits a cap, you throttle them down to a speed that's so slow, it's almost unusable, then is it really unlimited?
I think if anything, you have to look at renaming it if that's the issue, right? It's like all you can eat buffets that actually have a cutoff, but they don't tell you, but they say it's all you can eat, you know,
Right.
things like that, I guess, or all you can drink, and then they cut me off after 5. I mean, anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe they should have that passive-aggressive employee like those all-you-can-eat places do. Like, oh, another plate of sushi?
Really?
All right. Maybe someone from Rogers should just phone you and say, more TikTok? Okay. All right. It's a
you
lot of time on
aware?
TikTok. Fine.
There's a place you can go to find your screen time on your phone. You want us to show you how that works? You can set a timer. You want me to show you what the timer is?
We usually send you a screen update like once a week just to tell you how much you're using your phone. Do you ever look at that?
Check that.
In any case, we'll see where it goes, but I know that this does affect a lot of people who are on the infinite wireless plan, so
Yeah.
something you may want to pay attention to. Kat, it's an exciting time. The women of the Professional Women's Hockey League are doing their preseason scrimmages right now. They're getting ready for the new season to begin January the 1st.
Ooh, right away, right? 2024, here you are.
I love it. They're all down in Utica, New York. I like the way they do the preseason. They're cutting down on travel, which is good because sports teams leave a massive carbon footprint. So in this case, what happens is they brought all the teams to Utica, New York. They're all playing against each other to get everybody trained, and here's the speed of the game and a little warm up before we get the season started. And then January 1st, game on. In the same way that we have the NHL, we will have the PWHL, which is the Professional Women's Hockey League.
Okay.
Professional. They're getting paid to play. Tickets are available if you want to go and see them. There is a Toronto team, which is good. They just lost to Boston in a shootout, but the shootout's mandatory. They do it at the end of every preseason game, just in case, so everybody knows how it works. But it is nice to finally see a women's professional league. I just hope people support it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm glad you're mentioning it. That's great.
And if hockey's on your mind, well, we're just over an hour away from puck drop at Bud Gardens. Tonight, a reminder, it is the teddy bear toss. It's the Knights taking on the Sarnia Sting. Listen for the instructions at the game. They'll tell you when it's time to throw the teddy bears. Don't do it early or we're going to get a penalty or something stupid
Don't
like
do
that.
it.
But once they tell you to throw your teddy bear, do it. Maybe get some video and tag us in it because we'd love to see it. And unfortunately, I won't be at tonight's game.
Okay, so yeah, show us video. That'd be great. You can even text us tomorrow. Tell us all about it. 1-833-915-SHOW is our number, and we are on the way out the door now.
Have yourselves a fantastic night. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 3 o'clock for another Scott and Kat show. If you need a little more, want a little more, you should have a little more. It's called the After 9 podcast. Brand new episode is out now. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
More of the Scott and Kat Show is next on 103.1 Fresh Radio.